updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.
And we're back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We're going to quickly give you our history for today. Now, on this day, July 23rd, in 1989, a popular English actor and producer, Daniel Jacob Radcliffe, popularly known as Harry Potter, was born. Now, he made his acting debut at the age of 10 and was cast as Harry Potter at the age of 11. Daniel became one of the highest paid actors in the world during the filming of the Harry Potter films. He was reported to have earned £1 million for the very first Harry Potter film and around 15 million for the sixth. He has been estimated as the 12th richest young person in the UK by the Daily Telegraph, with a net worth of about £30 million in 2009. And by 2010, he was ranked at number 5 by Forbes' list of the highest grossing Hollywood actors, with a film revenue of about $780 million US. He is going to be 30 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Harry Potter. Did you like Harry Potter?
I did watch, but it wasn't necessarily
I didn't like it. Because I'm in Nigeria and it was witchcraft.
Fun. I watched it. I watched it.
No, I did not watch it. I tried to see the first one because they were children. And I was like, this is witchcraft. God forbid, blood of Jesus, Holy Ghost fire, and all of that stuff. We'd like to welcome a new member to our breakfast show cast. This is Blessing. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
If you saw our weekend rundown from Saturday, she was with us. She was extremely dramatic. We wanted to send her out, but we couldn't. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
Okay. We hope to see the best of you today.
Thank you. You look wonderful.
Thank you. As we made clear before we went on our short break, we're going to be discussing issues pending on Nigeria today, and there's so much to cover. And our conversation today is centered around Nigerians' reasons for always placing bans on products. According to Wikipedia, placing a ban means placing a restriction on something within a political territory. Now, the Nigerian Customs Service role in managing the borders of the country includes a responsibility to enforce a wide range of import and export prohibitions on behalf of government agencies like NAFDAC and so on. Nigeria has been known to place bans on a wide range of products, and it seems that we might be leaning towards entertainment. Now, yesterday there was a viral video showing veteran actor Desmond Elliott asking the federal government to do as he did with rice to the entertainment sector and place a ban on foreign content. Now, of course, there's been a lot of conversation. Social media has been crazy, and a lot of uncouth things have been said to and about Desmond Elliott. And the girl was wondering, do bans even work in Nigeria? This morning, the ladies and I are going to be delving into that important conversation of placing bans in Nigeria. Ejiro, why are we banning everything?
First of all, I'm going to say that banning things seems like quick solution, but doesn't actually provide solution to the problem. Now, take for example, in the mid-2000s when our former president banned cement. Now, as much as I feel that that worked to an extent, we cannot also say that it was a complete success, because Nigerians are not given options for to be able to compete with the foreign market. Now, first of all, buying things in Nigeria, let me use that as a complete example. Now, when we banned cement, we brought in a Nigerian-made cement and all that, and everybody started patronizing him. But when you check the cost of a foreign bag of cement and the cost of the Nigerian-made cement, it's more expensive. Now, we may have said, oh, let's let's buy Nigeria, let's keep the money
let's go
in here, and all that. But we did not successfully achieve not reducing price for us, and then that means that people are going to spend more to get something that they were getting cheaper before, and that's not necessarily value added. Although the record of the company bringing in enough revenue was really good, but I feel that not giving Nigerians options when you have not created a better platform. Now, there's so many reasons why our goods are expensive, because cost of production, cost of importing these things into the country. So yes, for me, it's a bit. I don't feel like banning has really been a success. It's been a success in some areas, but not on every area.
Wonderful. Now, as Nigerians, I know that you have feelings and thoughts about this conversation, so please send in your comments to TSL Nigeria TV. Will be taking as many comments as possible. Now, banning things in Nigeria is not a recent development. From Shehu Shagari down to Abacha and then moving into civilian government, Nigerian governments have been known to place ban on goods, and their defense has always been that they're trying to boost the labor market and promote our local made goods. But research and studies have shown the Nigerian government placing bans on this product have never been a fully thought out process. Now, research has shown that it's usually something that they do as soon as the oil market crashes. Now, we all know that about 70% of Nigeria's income comes from crude oil. And when the crude oil market crashes and prices drop, there's always quick running around to find a way to get extra income, and then we turn to banning goods. And now, is there any merit? Do you guys think there's any merit to the belief that when we place bans on this product, it is never a thought-out policy? What do you think, John?
Okay, for me, you see, over the last 40 years, Nigeria has placed bound, rebound, and unbound certain stuff, from the maize to the rice to palm oil, and in most cases, what we see is the same thing happens. For instance, let me take the rice example. For instance, you're placing bound on the foreign rice, and yet the local rice is not even made readily available.
Yes.
And we get to see that prices of this rice just go up. Like last year, you can't even afford to buy a bag of rice because it's so damn expensive. And again, research has shown that Nigerians are not poor because of their income. They are poor because of their cost.
Expenditure.
And now, 56% show that of our incomes go into feeding.
Yes.
And Nigeria loves rice. We all like rice. And now, for instance, you increase the bag of rice and it's not even made available. And what do we get to see? Nigerians in the process become poor. Then one will not be among the world's poorest countries, because you see that when we spend our money on feeding, we basically have nothing left to use. So I feel that placing ban on things is not the solution for us. I feel if the foreign rice, for instance, is there and the local rice is less expensive, why wouldn't I patronize local rice? So it's not because and the funniest is that when you place ban on this stuff, it becomes attract Nigerians who want to patronize it. They will want to, because it's bound, they find it attractive to buy because it's expensive.
Are you calling us children?
No, I'm just saying that they want to go for that stuff.
Yes.
Like when Turkey, it was the time Turkey, the place
Frozen chicken and frozen turkeys.
And when we find out that when customs, there was some amount the customs said, and they went to they wanted to destroy the goods, and Nigerians went there to start picking it. Did they find it? I don't know. Did they have this attract? Or how would I call it?
Are you sure we're attracted, or we're just going because it's cheap? Is it really attractive?
The rice, for instance.
Because generally now, if they do not place a direct ban on the product, what they do is they increase the tariffs, right? They increase the tariffs on the product, and maybe make it more difficult to import. And then if it is completely banned, we've heard of alleged criminal custom agents that seize these goods at the wharf, and instead of destroying them, they start selling them for cheaper prices. So are you sure that we're attracted to it because it is banned, or because it has been stolen and the prices are now cheaper?
Let me give you a scenario. Now, talking about Nigerian movies. So let's cry.
Girl, I don't even wanna. I do. I'm not one of you guys.
We do. Now hold on. On a scale
Angel had a whole show. On Nigerian movies.
Nigerians love Nigerian movies. Like a good bulk of Nigerians. Like if you go to the inner slums, you go to the local places, you will see people watching Nigerian movies. Now, I'm not saying that is necessarily the bulk of the people who actually come to watch Nigerian movies. I feel that what we need to do is create a sense of creating value for ourselves. I think it's value. We need to increase value. Don't just wake up one morning and say, let's do this, and then we have not carefully thought of it. Now, she was talking about rice, and I really thought about it. I was actually speaking to a friend of mine, and I said, we readily say, let's ban this, without actually carefully making a plan. Now, has rice, the locally made rice that you want us to buy, has it been put into circulation in bulk? Do people know that these products actually are there? Has it been tried and tested? Can we act exactly? Do we have the infrastructure? Do we have transportation to get them around?
Girl, I was going to go there just now. Now, when you meet people that defend Nigerian government's decision to place a ban on everything, a country that they use as an example for you to check where it's working is China. Now, when China was developing its local market, where everybody buys things from China, we all import from China. According to an author, he said the American dream is made in China. Now, irrespective of the fact, before China became the world economic power that she is today, they placed a heavy ban on importation of almost everything and made sure they were making it themselves. But before they did that, they made sure their country was working. They made sure that they had their industries. They made sure that they were employing labor. They made sure that there was transportation of the goods from one place to another. Yeah. Do you know that the roads, the intercity and the interstate roads are so bad that farmers are farming and producing crops that get bad in their farms because they cannot get these crops outside? And then even when you successfully get these crops outside, the amount you spent on transportation because of how horrible the road is will make the price almost quadruple of what it is. And it just seems like from the research that I saw that there is no thought out plan for how this thing is going to be carried out. Yes, China is great. China is doing wonderfully. We should all be like China. But have we fixed our country like China did before they placed all those ban? And then let's even come to entertainment, right? Now, my major issue that I have with Nollywood, I am a Nollywood fan, right? I mean, I see Genevieve and I feel like I'm supposed to get married to that woman. All of our childhoods were full of pictures of Liz Benson, Ukeri Anunobi, Sento B. I could go on and on and on. These were our childhood heroes because of the kind of work they did in Nollywood. Now, we have now moved to a space where, you know, it's not just about buying the CDs or going to the video shop to go and rent it and return it. Yeah. We are now going to the cinemas, right? Now, the issue I have with a lot of Nollywood movies in the cinemas, I hope I don't get attacked for this, is that they're very below quality. Okay. If you look at some American movies that we go to watch in the cinema, you notice that the bulk of them that we actually pay money for are blockbusters, not just any random movie. Yes. Or you go to the cinema, you see one movie, two movies, three movies, and before you know it, you've seen three movies that do not worth your money, that were made from Nollywood, and we watched it. And when the good one finally comes out, you're already scarred from the bad ones that you saw.
So personal right now.
It happened. You know, when some movies that I think I would always endorse, this movie 50 by Ebony Life, it was amazing. The storytelling was on point, picture everything. The first wedding party, I don't know about the second one, but the first wedding party was excellent. King of Boys was great. Chief Daddy was exciting. There's been some there was this Independence Day, won a few AMVCAs as well. It was a great movie. There's this movie about, I think it's about, is it about the about women rights, 1920 something.
1929.
Is it out yet?
Yes, it is. It came out in April.
Glorious. There's been really great movies from Nollywood that made the cinemas, but the ones that were just not up to par, that were also placed with them there, has got people fully discouraged. Now, that is one of the reasons why I find it difficult to watch Nollywood movies. I don't know about you guys. Blessing.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Like, I personally, I'm a fan of Hollywood movies. Please don't
be crucified for this,
don't
but no
crucify
problem.
me. Yeah, because I can't just wake up one day and I want to go and entertain myself because I don't have much free time. I'm a student. I don't have much free time to say I want to go and watch a movie in cinema. And then I take my allowance and I go and pay money, like you said, and then I watch low quality movies. Now, sometimes from just the name, you're discouraged. Like the name alone, I'm like, who named this movie? You understand? And then you have American movies, or let me just say Hollywood movies, and you're already intrigued from the name. You're like, oh my god, like Avengers alone, the name alone is making it. I don't know the synopsis of, but just the name is dragging me along, and I want to go and watch the movie with my friends. I want to have something that when I'm done with the movie, I have something to talk about, I have something to learn from the movie. There's a theme. Now, I read a comment from this Desmond Elliott issue going online. Somebody said it's not about the ban, it's not about Nigerian movies not making, it's not about Hollywood movies, sorry, not being too much in our country.
Face and stuff.
It's that Nigerian movies are not, they don't have quality, they don't have story, they don't have. I said, look around us, politics. Make a movie about politics. Make a movie about Nigeria. Even the movies
make them relatable.
Make it that when people don't watch movie, they have something to discuss about. And say yes, this is something that actually really happens in Nigeria. He also made an instance of you're not even teaching the younger generation moral lessons. You see people yelling at their gate man and their house girls in movies, and then you're encouraging the young ones watching TV to be yelling at their own gate men and treating them badly. Like I went to my friend's house and our cousins were just like, I'm just a guest, but they're like, get out. And I'm like, seriously, it's from movies, you understand? They see it as something that they can casually do because they've learned this attitude from movies. So now if I watch a Hollywood movie, I want to be able to let knowledge.
You want to get something?
Let me say something. Okay, let's not completely blacklist our Nigerian movies because we have had a couple of movies from Hollywood that we have a couple of questions now, but I have to say this.
Okay.
Now we cannot say many of the American movies that we have watched has scarred many people.
Girl, I was going to ask her what she learns from sci-fi. What did you learn from sci-fi?
Hollywood movies can star us, so let's not do that. So a couple of questions here. Mr. Charles says, good morning, ladies and crew. Where is Miss Moyo? She's coming.
Where did you get this sass from?
We have one from Aiba Bebra Cyprian Alamene. He says, if our product is perfected and meets the requirements of the necessary bodies, ban the foreign products. Else, please, let's import more. I don't want to be eating stones thinking it's rice. Thank you. And then Makinde says, my Adriel, you're out. Okay, thank you very much, Makinde. She's complimenting my outfit.
Okay.
All right, and then also, Aiba Beba goes on to say that, those custom agents are madmen. They generally seize bad products, illegal products, and sell them cheaper.
I'm not the one that told you.
Bro.
I said allegedly. Allegedly, when they come and close our station.
And then the video KK says, good morning, ladies. Amazing new host. Okay, that's to you, darling.
Thank you.
And then Aiba Bebra also says, I think Hollywood gives us the perception that their movies are blockbusters because Captain Marvel was a flop and more to be mentioned.
Brother, Captain Marvel was a flop. But let's not even go into it. But yes, right.
Yes, it was. How did you watch it?
There's some issues. Please, let's not. We just met. Okay. There's a lot of bones that we could pick. First of all, you did say that Nigerian movies do not have moral lesson. Now, I want to argue with that. Not really a big argument. Why do we need our movies to have moral lessons? I remember when I saw 50 with a friend of mine, and then she said, so what is the moral lesson now? And I'm like, what is the moral lesson from Avengers? I don't see you asking those questions.
Oh my God.
What I believe is that we need to do so much more with storytelling. Storytelling is poor, and this is not just for Nollywood, cinematographers. A lot of people have this. I saw a Nigerian music video. I don't know if I should say the name of this music video.
Please don't.
The girl was at the altar with her husband-to-be, and the guy, the owner of the song, came. And they did this thing like they were backtracking, like they were going back. And then they just backtracked, and then they came back again. I don't know why they backtracked. Like, what happened? Why did she follow the other guy? Where is the backstory? Like, this is something, we have a problem with storytelling. And then continuity.
That's another
I was watching this series, and this girl was talking to her boss. She had this wig on. And by the time she raised her head, it was braids.
I remember
We could go on and on about the problems that are inherent in Nollywood and they don't even do with morals or anything. I think that we should stop trying to make fast food when it comes to Nollywood. Nigerians are comfortable shooting part 1 to part 4 in 1 week. First of all, there's no reason for you to have part 1 to part 4. Right? So I think Desmond Elliott and other entertainers that are thinking in this direction that we should ban foreign content. Why not try to use the foreign content for inspiration? I remember I was watching a trailer of a movie and the girl's stunt double was a white woman and she was black and it was a Nigerian movie. There's so many things things that they're not just working. Little things that we do not take into consideration.
I'm going to come in defense and say that we cannot just completely trash out. Let's first of all notice
I'm not trashing, I'm complaining.
Nollywood has improved, like greatly improved.
That's
We
what I'm
have
saying.
done so much.
If you go back to when these people were the pinnacle of our childhood, did you forget those stories?
No, we did not.
Are they not etched in your soul?
Yeah.
The last recent Nollywood movie that you saw, do you remember the storyline?
Yeah, I do.
What happened?
No, that's not why we are here.
Like you think about Domitila, you remember
Yes,
Domitila.
I do.
Remember this one that the moon was killing children. You remember that had impact in your life. Now it is almost safe to argue that the influx of cable TV dampened our local quality
Content,
because it
yes,
seems like all
yes.
of us moved from
Almost
our
like we stopped
local.
really thinking so much, like trying
Like
to
we just
so
moved,
much.
we all moved to the CTLs and the DSTVs and the Star Times. So it seemed like the weight or the audience for our local content reduced. Maybe that is a problem. Maybe that is something maybe we have to have conversations about. But I think we really truly, whether it is entertainment, whether it is cement, whether it is food, clothing, we need to do more on the quality of the product. If your product was of great quality, I don't think that people are going to be leaning into the one that is from the abroad. So to say.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I would say on banning. And do you guys believe, last question, we're running up right now, do you guys believe that banning even works? The idea behind banning is that it's going to improve our local
economy.
markets and build the economy. Now, when the federal government places ban on goods, usually the CBN does not provide foreign exchange for those goods and it drops the naira. So that is a problem. So is it worth it? Does it work?
I would say that to a very good extent, banning hasn't worked in our country. It hasn't worked. Not that we couldn't have done. There's so much we need to do to make sure that this works. If we're going to ban, then let's make policies. Let's put things in place that is going to make sure that we're able to expressively make it work in our country in terms of our money value, in terms of the quality of the products, in terms of infrastructures needed to produce these products. Because another thing is a foreign country can bring things into our country and it's cheaper. We can send it out. Ours will be more expensive. By the time our products are being imported to other countries, which that already says that our products are not competitive enough. So we need to put things in place to make sure that when we say this ban wants to work, then let us do the right things, put the right policies, and make our environment a lot more receptive for people to produce better.
So it's a no from you?
It's a no for me.
Is it a no from you, Blessing?
Big no. Like, because I read another article about the ban of rice. 2 years ago, they used to cut a truckload of smuggled rice. Like, someone did a research and went to Gariki Market in Abuja, and the amount of local rice was next to nothing. Like, it was still foreign rice everywhere.
So ban is increasing crime, smuggling. And finally for Joanne.
Okay, for me, banning doesn't work. I think before our leaders say let's place a ban on something, first of all tackle the problems that may arise from banning that particular stuff. So when the problem is being tackled, then it will actually come to matter. But for now, banning doesn't actually work. I think it makes people rich in a certain kind of way by encouraging smugglers. And then they get rich from just that particular crime. So I feel banning doesn't work for me.
Okay, and we would like to know what you think. Do you think that so far so good from maybe Shehu Shagari all the way down to Muhammadu Buhari, we have been placing bans from administration to administration, whether it is military or civilian? It is a policy that the Nigerian government believes works, even though there's research upon research to prove that maybe it's not a bright idea. So let us know, do you believe that bans actually do anything? Go down in our comment section and let us know how you feel. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It was a great conversation. Welcome to the group. Blessing. Hopefully we get to see more of you. Adrian, do you have any more comments?
Yes, just one more. Makinde says, banning foreign content in entertainment to treat it like rice. Did Indian ban to grow Bollywood? Did we ban to export whiskey? This is totally absurd. I don't blame Desmond Elliot. Man is in politics. Perhaps he cares less. And then one last one. We also have our own product that needs to be banned. Abba movie.
Makinde, we're banning you from our comment section.
Makinde, it's from Aiba Brown.
We're banning you from our comment section. And this is where we bring bring this show to a close. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to leave your comment, like I said. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube, TSM Nigeria Space TV. Like and follow all our socials, TSM Nigeria TV. Check out our blog for news on the go, tsmnigeria.tv. My name is Joyce Chooks. It's been exciting. We'll be here again tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. Have yourself a lovely day. Good morning.